Hello, hello. I'm actually on time, I think. I was trying to stay on it and not lose track of time today. I need to plug in my glue gun. So I hope that people are able to come in. I tried to post it early enough that maybe everyone would get notified. So, oh, it wasn't letting you in? Oh no, okay. I need to remember too that I changed the font on here again. So it's going to take me a minute to probably be able to see everybody's text to me. Because even with my glasses on, I still feel like I'm half. Well, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say that. I'm not. But anyway. So I know it's kind of a different time for me to be on. So we'll just see who can maybe, who all's going to be here. We'll just see. I'm glad you're with me today, Lenora. Have you been, you made it through your storms and everything last night? Hopefully it didn't get too bad on you. Oh, this thing. I do not recommend buying this in the tube. Because whenever I went to get it back out today, I had it stored in my craft box. There was a big glop of it just come through the cap. Because see, it's all like around the cap and everything too. I don't like it. Now these, all day long, love them, but not that. Hey, Charlotte. How are you? It's good to see you too. There's a tornado 2 towns over. Okay. Yeah, all the tornadoes were all up north of us, and pretty close to where Annie and them are at. There were some up that direction, so, but none got us around here, so I'm very glad of that. And nothing too much happened here. I mean, I went ahead and went to bed and we were all good. So, okay. I am starting on a new little venture of doing the trucker hats. I have not got them all put together yet, but so I've just kind of started putting stuff together to then put them onto the hats. So we'll see how it goes. I'm doing good, Charlotte. I'm doing good. There were some clouds we had to keep an eye on, but nothing significant. Well, good. I'm glad that it wasn't anything too significant. So some of the trucker hats that I've listed kind of on my, I guess it's my thumbnail. They are ones that I have been working on over the last couple of days. So I've got this one to put everything. I think I'm going to keep this one the way it is. I do have to now kind of disassemble it. Not kind of, I have to disassemble it and actually get it tacked on now. So I'm going to use probably the majority of what I'm going to use to tack down. There'll maybe be some sewing, but I really love this Fabri-Tac. I am a fan of it. I even use the one in the kind of tan bottle. I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, I use that one too. So, but anyway, I have this one ready to assemble. I kind of lost my train of thought there for a minute. And then I have like this one I showed to go ahead and assemble it. Um, I'm iffy on this embellishment here. This was a butterfly that I had from I don't know how long ago. And what I was doing was trying to incorporate this fabric that has butterflies in it. But you can't really tell that there's butterflies in it with it being, whenever it's cut up and stuff to make the flower, you can't really see the butterflies in it as much. So I'm kind of iffy on that one yet, but I'm not sure. Hey, Tracy, how are you? That one's my favorite so far with the chickens. Yeah, I like the chickens, but I'm a chicken fan anyway. So then there was this one, and I tried to get Sam's input on it because I can go to Sam to ask him some things and ask his opinion on stuff. And still think the butterfly works. Okay. And I wanted to do something Ladybug. So I had this fabric with the red and the black dots, and then I was trying to figure out Ladybug wise, which I don't have the Ladybugs all the way finished yet. I still had to put on their little dots and stuff, but I wanted something kind of small, but I mean big enough to kind of take up or whatever. So I do have these leaves that I went ahead and put on with this embellishment here of the flower. And then I added this little ribbon, just tight. It was a scrap piece of ribbon that I had from Dollar Tree. And the fabric here is actually from Walmart. It's from just like a big square piece of fabric that you can get. So, and I went ahead and used leftover cotton yarns that I had to do the ladybugs with. So I'm trying to figure out where to put Mama Ladybug, though. I mean, we kind of decided that this would work because if you put it over here, it's just going to be way too busy. So, and I thought it was kind of cute to have it like the little ladybugs and stuff and then the mama. But then I was like, well, should I flip it and have the mama, So anyway, that is one that I have to put together on that one yet. And then I have one that I want to do for 4th of July. So we'll figure out. I am doing good, thanks. Oh, that is great to hear, Tracy. Hello, Flynn. When at Dragon 2001, he had a dog. Her name was Ladybug. She was a blue tick hound cocker spaniel mix, and she was a beautiful, sweet, loyal dog. We miss her terribly. Aw. And her name was Ladybug. That's cute. That's cute. Thank you for sharing that little story. Oh yeah, because our pets, they're they're like our family. So, but yes, I have then just this, because I decided to go ahead and use I have a red trucker hat, which I got these for super reasonable. They were like a little over $2. I've actually got them listed, I think, in my affiliate stuff, but so far they've been really easy to work with and stuff, so I haven't minded at all. So this is the one that I decided to use for my 4th of July hat. And I haven't decided exactly what all I want to put on it yet. So I did bring over some of my stuff that I kind of had in mind, I guess. Because I had this leftover cotton. This kind of like a red, white, and blue. And it has some green in it, I think, too, and stuff. But I still like it. It's along the lines of the red, white, and blue. So I thought, well, I could do some kind of a flower, or we could do some kind of a granny square like I did on the pink one. Because then I do still have some red and some blue here. And of course I have white left over as well. But I also had come across this fabric that I really do like. And I am more for the kind of country, you know, rustic, whatever, a little bit, whatever. And even just kind of traditional, whatever, I guess. So this fabric, I also found it at Walmart. So, and I really like it. So I thought that I could do some kind of a flower like what I did even on the rooster hat, like that. Or just covering like the white up completely, maybe, you know, like that section, this white band section there. Um, but I don't know for sure yet. I haven't determined yet for sure what I want to do. So, and then I had this other little remnant here that I got thrifting. That's real pretty, just kind of, you know, shades of blue and stuff that could go. I mean, it's not patriotic necessarily, but it could go, you know, kind of somehow, you know. So I've been trying to think up different things to do for kind of a 4th of July base, you know, kind of theme or whatever too to have, since it will be coming up very soon. So, but I was wanting to try to get some of these done for the Mother's Day market that I have coming up, because I'm really trying to focus a lot on Mother's Day type gifts and everything for right now, and then go back and do some of the other stuff. It was, you know, building my inventory up some more, as far as in my plushies and all that, because I'm kind of putting that off until the latter part, because some of that stuff is so quick and easy kind of to make up real quick. So, but anyway. But then my other idea too was some of my hats that I have here for me, which you don't see me wearing a hat. You guys have never seen me wear a hat, I don't think. But every now and then I will, like outside or something or whatever. But I had this camp life hat, and it's the camo. And even if I wanted to take this off, if I didn't want it anymore, if I wanted to cover it up, or if I just want to add something to it to kind of dress it up, zhuzh it up, I've been contemplating that, because I do like kind of the roughed up just a little bit look too, but not so, you know, that it, you know, if I want to wear it somewhere, it's not too much. But then this hat I had found, believe I found it thrifting. It's a Yahweh hat, and I really like it. And I would like to do something like with a cross, like crochet a cross or something with it. And I have, and I think I put them away though now. They were kind of like they were burlap flowers that I had actually found at Dollar Tree long time ago. I've tried to find them since, and of course they don't have them. I think it is kind of with like your scrapbooking type stuff is where I found them originally. But anyway, I haven't been able to find any for a very long time since then. So I thought about incorporating one of those even with it. And doing some kind of a heart or something, or do something to embellish this one. So these were two for just me to keep, for me to embellish for me. Because I like to wear things that I make, and so if people ask me, then I can say, oh yeah, you know. So anyway. But I had this color out to make a cross possibly, or do a heart or a flower or something with this. I'd even thought about just making a cross out of this, like certain amount and then another piece across to make it super simple, you know, something like just off to the side maybe, and doing it real simple, and then just putting another cross across here, and then embellish it with other things from there. So we'll see what we come up with. Right now I just kind of wanted to focus on getting these put together. So, and then we'll move on if we still have time, because I won't be able to be on for too awful long today, but I wanted to be on long enough just to catch up with everybody too. And I don't know what's going on. There we go. Hello, Shrey. Hello. Welcome to the live. So I'm going to try to keep my chicken pinned. Try to keep the chicken pinned to the doily motif, applique, whatever you want to call it. To try to kind of keep it as I take it off of here. Because I am going to try to fabric-tack this down onto the hat. I'm not going to use hot glue at all for that. Now, for some of my other metal embellishments, I may have to use some hot glue. I do have my hot glue gun plugged in right now in case I need it for anything. Oh, I think I have a pin in here yet. There we go. And this I had pinned down. About wrote it all off. And I pretty well have the chicken sewn on here. I just did a real whimsical, just kind of stitch. It wasn't, I mean, just enough to kind of tack it down to give it a little more definition in there to where you can kind of see it a little bit more, maybe. So I just need to hide that straight in there. And I do need to go ahead and finish going around this a little bit. So what are you guys all working on today? And how's the weather with everyone? It's freezing here. It's cold. Compared to yesterday, it is stinking cold outside. Because I was out in the yard messing and sweating like crazy. Today, I don't want to be outside. It's wet and cold, gloomy. It's been a perfect day to work on this stuff. I've been up since 6, a little after 6, I guess. So, dang, it's pretty. Oh, it's hot where you're at. Yeah, it was pretty warm here yesterday, but not today. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and knot this. Knot it real loosely because I don't want to gather it or anything. Cut that off. I still need to keep the pins in because I don't have it actually. I didn't sew it to the doily piece. So go ahead and sew this end in. And all I did was do a circle and just, I mean, basically it's just kind of looks like granny square circle. I'll show you the back. There's really no pattern, really. It's just super simple. Super, super simple. Okay, so I went ahead and I just used some of that baker twine that's red and white just to go around that. Hold it. I had to take a break from small stuff, so I'm working on another baby blanket. We have finally made it to 55 and freezing. Oh, I hear you. I went and laid down for a little bit and covered up and turned on my heater because I felt the same way. I felt the same way. It was like, oh my goodness. Okay, which one did I already use out of? I thought I used out of one of these already, maybe not. Maybe not. I thought I had. Nope, I hadn't. I thought for sure I had used out of here already. I can get the thing off. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Hey, Nifty, how are you? I am so glad to see you made it. And Patty! Oh, I'm glad you made it too. So glad. Whatever stupid reason, I left the kitchen window open. Then the window I thought had gotten shut wasn't. So it was 58 in the house this morning. Yeah. Well, Whitney, he went around closing everything up because it kind of, yeah, it got pretty, it was getting kind of chilly in here too because we still had windows open. Went to bed last night with the windows open because it was hot. It was hot. Okay, now I'm hoping that that's the one thing I like about the Fabri-Tac is that I can play with it for a second. I can move it around for a minute if I need to. Get everything centered back the best I can, best to my knowledge of remembrance. Need to kind of remember that I had that kind of down a little bit. Because with this one chicken that's on here, the way its head is down here, it's to make it look like he's like down feeding, but then it also makes it look like the chicken is upside down. But I went to looking at it, it was like, yeah, okay, I get it now. It's like he's down eating. So then I didn't freak out so much about it because it was like, okay, what's going on with that chicken? What is going on? Oh, come on. Okay. Okay. And what I do like about the Fabri-Tac too is that it is clear, so you don't even see it. So if it happens to work its way through a little bit, can't even tell anything. So it makes it nice. And I did use pinking shears on my fabric. On this one. I want this to lay in that corner, in the crease, not corner, but in the creases. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're doing great. I'm glad you're doing great, Nifty. Did you all have been experiencing any weather like everyone else? Because you're in Canada, right? Is that right, Nifty? Am I remembering right? Thank you for all the hearts and everything. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay, now I need to make sure that I have everything kind of right. Okay, yeah, I need to kind of tack that down there. And like I said, I kind of like this to where I can play with it for a minute, but it doesn't stay so sticky that it doesn't adhere fairly reasonable time too. So it gives me a minute to play with it. So I'm just gonna reinforce the fabric that has the chickens on it in few areas because I glued it to the applique. I glued this to the applique underneath. But I just want to make sure it's going to stay. In some places it felt like it wasn't glued down good. Some of the edges. Okay. Now yes, it has been lovely weather. Lots of rain, but not snow or cold. Well, that's good. That's good, Nifty. You always have good ideas. I'm on blanket number 13 since December. That just amazes me, Patty. You are just getting after it. I am so happy for you on that. Because I've gotten a few blankets done, but no, not 13, that's for sure. Johnna, when will you be on again? Oh, Tracy, um, I'm not for sure. I'm not real for sure, Tracy. Until the middle of June, I'm just kind of whenever I have the time, I come on. So today, I actually the weather being rainy and everything today, and us not dashing and going to be home, it was easy for me to kind of be like, yeah, I can go live today. So um, it will be next week. It won't be any time this weekend, but it'll probably be uh, it'll be more Tuesday probably than any day, more than likely, because my son and grandkids are coming home or coming here. They'll be here on Thursday, Friday, and probably Saturday. Uh, he has some classes that he's taking, so the college that he's going to be at, where they're offering the certifications, is near us. So he will be going to that. The kids will stay with us while he's at class. And then hopefully we'll have time kind of in some of the evenings where we can maybe do something, you know. Um, we need to get to working on the extended chicken coop, is what we need to do. So more than likely it'll be Tuesday before I'm on again. And it'll be in the evening. Unless it's raining, it may be during the day. So see, I just can't really 100% even say on the time. So I've been trying to be better about putting stuff up in my um, up on my board too, communication board. So um, always just kind of check that too. So and see that's already set up. It's already I'm pulling on it, kind of bouncing it, and it's already set up. And I don't mind if that roughly parts are going to stand up or not or whatever. It just kind of, so this one right here is a pretty simple one, but I think it has a lot of impact because I just absolutely love this flower. I really do. And I may tack that one down a little bit more with some little tacky glue here in a second. I did sew it completely through to the other side to hold it on with the button. So I think I will go ahead and put a little bit of glue on there of the Fabri-Tac just so it has some reinforcement. Because with this, I didn't feel like you needed to do a whole lot with it. It just kind of speaks for itself, you know, because sometimes you can do too much. And sometimes having something busy is what makes it though too. It just depends on what the theme of it is, you know, anything that you're doing, you know. And these flowers were so easy to do. But I think what I'm going to try to do on my next flower I try to make, instead of making it in sections, I'm going to experiment with doing a longer strip. And doing it that way. So okay, we've got chicken hat done. And I think it turned out pretty good. So set him to the side. Next, move on to butterfly hat. Did I tell you that the Veterans Commission for our county has said they'll accept my blankets for the vets? Congratulations, Patty. Yay. Tuesday evening, that would be nice. I could join you after work. Yeah, more than likely, yeah. I'm just gonna try it just to be the Tuesday evening will be my day. So yeah, let's just plan on, and I'll put it in my calendar when I get off of here that I'll be on Tuesday. So because I can't think of anything going on Tuesday even, that no reason why I can't. So okay. I think I sewed that on already. I sewed the flower and the button already to the granny square. And what I did, I used a yellow down here, which you can't see it, but yellow, white, pink, blue, and black, because there is a little bit of yellow and orange and purple. I mean, there's all different colors in this. So I just went ahead and kind of used those colors to incorporate just kind of, you know, with the pink, what I thought would go good for the pink. What gave you the idea of the hats? Well, I had actually, I saw some pop up on my feed with Pinterest. They weren't necessarily like this though. Um, they were like a few appliques here and there. But then I was like, because I had seen the granny squares. Those I had seen. I've been seeing those for a long time. And I had even tried to make one at Christmas time, but I didn't like the way it turned out, the size and the proportion to the, you know, to the hat and stuff. So I just kind of laid it to the side because I was like, I had other things I was working on and whatever. So granny square motif things had come back up again for the trucker hats. And so then I was like, I wonder, because I'm trying to recycle, reuse, use what I have, all the things. So I have a lot of this t-shirts left over even too. And I thought, well, I wonder if I can make like t-shirt flowers. So I looked that up and I thought, well, I could start, I could do something like that. Well, then I saw how they were making these flowers and it was more out of the fabric. And which I can do probably the t-shirt ones too if I want to, but I haven't done it yet. So I thought, well, I might just do that. And then I wonder about incorporating it even with just the granny squares. And then I thought, well, then with this, I remembered I had this chicken fabric. And I thought, well, I could cut out like clip around it, with my pinking shears and stuff to make like this. Well, then whenever I got to diving down the rabbit hole, I did find one picture where somebody had actually taken fabric and covered the bill and used pinking shears and done it the shape of the bill and tacked it down. And I thought, you know what? I can then use some of my, to even do my hats with for me, to repurpose. Well, if I can find, recycle hats, wash them up, clean them up if they need to. If they're too far gone, then they're too far gone. But repurpose those hats and could even cover the bill if you want to, or even if you have some of those recycled hats you're using, even if they have an emblem or like some kind of a print or whatever, you can cover this portion of it too with fabric, or you can just make a giant granny square and cover it. Because that's what, like I was talking earlier, I could take this off or I could cover it up if I wanted to. So I just went down the rabbit hole of different things to make, and I'm making the appliques right now for the Afghans. So I was like, why couldn't I make appliques for these? So that's whenever I thought I can do a ladybug, because I had this red fabric with black dots, and I thought I can make a ladybug hat. So Sam kind of went with me on this one. He helped me kind of design this one. So I'm keeping it the way it is. He actually had some good ideas. So we came up with that one. And then I even thought for like little kids' hats or something. My granddaughter likes Minnie. And I thought, well, I have plenty of this red and black fabric with polka dots. I could do like a little hat for her, of some kind, maybe not this type, but some kind of a hat or something along the line of doing like a little Minnie or Mickey hat, something like that. So I have all kinds of ideas in my head. I have this black hat right here that I think I'm going to bling up a little bit, but make it a little more, not grunge, but glammy grunge, I guess, or whatever. So I have some ideas for that a little bit too. So just going down the rabbit hole of one thing leads to another, and thinking, oh, well, I wonder if this is out there, and some of the things I looked up, no, I didn't see anything on, but I thought, well, I can do that, it doesn't look like anybody's really doing that. I can do that, So, but I'm sure, anything that we think of, there's somebody out there that's probably already done it or thought of it too. So it's just fun though to kind of put things together of your own though as you go. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been very fun. And it does make you be creative, whenever you're using what you have and just that is your resource, then you're forced to be more creative. So I've said that forever. Because I really do, I really do enjoy that part of it. And so I haven't really, with everything that I have up here that I've kept upstairs, that's what I'm using right now. I have other things that I have moved downstairs because I am even going through like because I used to make jewelry. That's what I used to make years ago. That's what I went to craft shows with and markets, was when I was making. And so I do have some things left over from that I have not used. And that I've even picked up along the way whenever I was kind of making a little bit of the crochet jewelry even. Um, I've done a little bit of that, but not a lot. Um, So I've just been accessing what I had up here that I had went through, but I do still have stuff downstairs. So, but there'll be a time and a place for all that too. So the t-shirts were neat that you did. Yeah, and I probably will, I'm going to go through those again and see what I have as far as if there's anything else to do. I'm even wondering about doing some more of those and embellishing them a little bit too as I go. So I still have ones that I'm wanting to make for like this summer, and so I need to get on that too. So we're gonna see how this Fabri-Tac goes with this cotton yarn. Randy, how are you? I am so glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. This channel is always a breath of fresh air. Well, thank you. I always enjoy my time, definitely. I always look forward to seeing everyone. So, and I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to maybe do a little bit of hot glue. I'm gonna have to mix the hot glue with the cotton yarn and the Fabri-Tac. Just a tiny bit. So with just the fabric, it went great. But with the cotton yarn, it's a little bit different. So I may even have to go around the edges. Oh yeah, that was just pinned on. And actually sew it. Possibly. Because I already did that. You're doing absolutely wonderful. Well, that is good news, Randy. I am so happy for that. Last night was scary, though. We had either a tornado or straight line winds. Yeah, it was a little bit crazy last night. The weather was a little bit crazy. It wasn't as crazy as some places here for us, but And I did hand sew some, like on this chicken one. I have hand sewn. Um, so yeah, there's going to be some that I'm going to have to sew somehow. Oh, it's a top. It's a top. It's the top that I was working on here. Oh, it was like earlier this week, maybe ish. I can't even remember. So that I had been working on, then I got it finished. So I don't know that I was on here though. I did a short of it, I think. I did a short of it. I haven't been on since I got it completely done, I don't think. So yeah, I finally got it finished. So, but thank you. Okay, this is good now. Okay. Now, I need to find if I have any of my I thought I had some of my tools in here. Maybe I don't. Because I still have a ring, this ring on here. Oh, Seth is calling me. Hold on a second, I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. Am I back? Oh, no worries, Nifty. No worries at all. Okay, Randy. Well, thanks for coming on and letting us know how you're doing. I'm just so happy that you're doing great. I found my jewelry tool to get this snipped off of here. I'm hoping that still has enough to it. Oh, yeah, it does. It just flew in my face. Okay, so I got that taken off. I just nipped it off with this. It was the little binding on it to attach it. So I think I'm going to attach it just kind of like that.
Well, I gotta have a battery. And they don't have license on it,
So we got that attached now with the flower. I think we're good to go.
Well, what time have you been down there, Steve?
Oh, so it's coming. He's needing a vehicle because theirs has been going kaputty on him. So he was wanting to know if he could borrow one of ours. I'm like, oh boy.
Okay.
So, anyway, it sounds like he may be making a trip himself home. I don't know. He's coming tonight to get one of them?
I reckon.
Well, which one are you letting him take?
Well, you got much choice. Either pick up or the car.
Well, I didn't know which one you were gonna allow on that, so. Okay, so now we got the ladybug hat. So I'm going to take off the little ladybugs, and I need to put their black dots on them. Well, he didn't tell me when he was heading back to work. He told me like I already knew, and so, which I figured would be coming up here soon with the weather turning. Okay, so I like that hat, the pink one with the flower. It turned out great. Well, thank you, Nifty. Okay, I'll take this little guy off. And I'm just using acrylic yarn to put the dot, like the little dots on. Not doing anything too crazy. All I did for these is just make hearts, make little hearts. And actually, it was just the same pattern as I used for my face of my unicorn on my blanket that I made. If any of y'all seen that. And then I just did one round of heart shaped for the little baby ladybugs. Is he bringing any of the kids, or is it just him?
I don't have no idea. He said Annie's just waking up and they ain't figured nothing out yet. So there you go.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so.
Brown trucks are bad. I'm not gonna get it, buddy. You're gonna have to pay something for it. I'm not.
Well, good luck on that. I agree with you, but I'm just saying good luck because I just know how he can be. Okay, so little baby ladybug. One done. And I think getting the little ladybug dots on them is gonna kind of pull it all together a little more too. that's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Taking that back out. We're backing up. Backing up. It's times like these that it would just be so much easier if they lived closer to us, you know? It just would be so much better. But, you know, it's all right. It's all right. It is what it is, right? Workable, doable. Okay. Just fortunate enough that they do live where they do live, and that it isn't any further. I guess I should say that. Because at least, you know, they're not like 5 states over, or in Texas where he originally thought he would maybe be. So, there's that, which is good. Okay, the last of the baby ladybugs. Then we'll have Mama Ladybug. Ow. And there's no real, I'm just kind of putting the dots wherever on the ladybugs. I'm not fretting over it too much. I don't know, I may have to put different antenna on this one because it's bugging me. Okay, so I got the black dots put on them. Get this big one. And I have a little more room on her, so I may try to do kind of the heart-shaped dots on her. We'll see how it turns out. Because I seen on one of them on Pinterest that that's how they did the dots, was like doing the heart, shape. Like that, doing like a V to make it look like a heart. Oh gosh, let's see. Took care of that. Okay, I need to get me another piece of yarn. Ran out. That. Okay, I've got the last dot done. Why are you whining, Lou? Okay. Got the dots on that. Okay, I need to sew my ends. And my leaves that I made. Okay, so the second leaf. That was hot. And this charm that I'm using, it has the circle here down at the bottom. If you can see it right there. So I am just putting this bow right on top of that to cover that up. Okay. Now for my little gathers here, I'm gonna go ahead and unpin that because I have it pinned down to just tack it down. Need to make a knot down here at this end. Okay.
Well, that guy called me, must have flock.
Well, welcome back, Randy. I had to take care of some things. Oh, no problem. No problem. I'm really questioning the bigger ladybug. I should just do two. I've moved it to just having two and then putting Mama up there. Just don't know. Or if I should just take away Mama and have the three. Or just leave it at two. But then I feel like it's bare over here. Two and Mama. Well, that's what I kind of put back on here again. And then I kind of set her kind of like a little bit on the bill, a little bit up. So then whenever you have it on the head, then you'll be able to see them all and it won't maybe look as. Yeah, because the three was throwing me and it was just kind of making it look like it was too much. So. Okay. So I think we got it. What do you think? I think we got it. So I'm just keeping all my extras of stuff too that I've made, because I made extra leaves in case I need them for anything, you know, flower wise. I made 4 little different colors of like daisy type flowers out of some different colored yarn that I've kept those aside because I could probably use those too. So whatever I'm not using, I am keeping to use later. Thank you. Have you heard the song "Thank You, Lord, for Your Blessings on Me" by Jason Crab? Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me. I could have, and you know, but I don't know that I know who Jason Crab is. I'm trying to think because I listen to so much like Christian and worship music and stuff like that that I don't always know who sings what. So I'll have to look it up. And probably as soon as I hear it, then I'll be like, yes, I remember that song. Crab family? Okay, no. I am surprised that I have not. I have not. You know, that doesn't mean I haven't heard their songs or, you know, heard them, you know, whatever. Because also, I'm not the best at retaining information of like names and stuff. So I'm not good at that. Is a gospel singer. His name is spelled Crab, and he also sings with his family, right? I will have to look him up. I'm gonna write it down here on my paper plate so I don't remember, so I don't forget. Okay, I will look him up. I thought Randy was still here. He may have left again. I don't know, because he maybe knows who they are. Okay, I'm gonna try to do a cross on here. Mm. Two. Doesn't even look like I used any out of it. Let that sit for a minute. But I just used some of my lace that I got from Dollar Tree to make the cross out of. Whoa. I'm letting it kind of dry a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put a pin in this. Keep that so it doesn't unravel. I'll get that to look right or not. I don't think that is not going to be stiff enough for me to do anything like that with. I don't think. Unless I just. You're so crafty. I just love it. I was just thinking about you, Chosen. You had not been on here in so long. I am so happy to see you. I was hoping that everything has been good with you. Did you get hit by nasty weather yesterday? I hope not. And thank you, Charlotte. I really enjoy crafting, if you haven't noticed. It is my happy place. It is my happy place. There was a time, though, where I couldn't, though. No, but I yawned at the same time lightning struck yesterday. It was awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that you're safe and nothing occurred. That your area was spared. Okay, so I have that. Oh, he's watching some kind of football. I didn't know what he was watching. I feel like we all roamed an island and now are back on the ship every time. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a long while. Yeah. Kind of like those people that are running back to the ship, even. Like, okay, we've been gone too long. We need to get back. Well, thank you, Chosen. So you saying you miss me? Did you miss me? I definitely do miss it when I'm not here. That is the truth. I miss everybody when I'm not here, you know? And one of these days we'll get back into, you know, we're not too far off. We're not too far off. Okay, so I've added the cross to that now, to the Yahweh hat. Now, let's see. Hmm. It really Chosen never misses. You've not been here for a few times. I've been on a few times you haven't been here unless you didn't let us know you were here. And that's okay, too. Okay, let's see. Trying to decide. If I just want to leave it with the cross and be done, or if I should have some kind of like a flower or something kind of on, nothing too or just like a few little ones somehow. I need to tack that down. Whoa. If I would have tried to have done that, it would have never happened. Okay. Because those fabric kind of burlap flowers that I have, they're too big. I think they would be too big to, unless I just put one of the bigger ones just like right here, but I don't want to cover up the alway. Unless I just put just a few. I'm just gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to think about it. Because I kind of like it just with the cross by itself. And I had this kind of ivy leaf looking ribbon stuff that I think is so cool. And I got it when it was 50% off at Hobby Lobby. And anyway, there's a ton of it on here. I've used it for pumpkins. I mean, I've used quite a bit of it actually. So but oh, these trucker hats that I was gonna say, I don't know if I said it or not. I actually got them at Walmart. I don't remember if I said that or not. So I think I did say that I had them listed in my thing or whatever, or tagged them or whatever in my thing. But yeah, I don't. They were like just a little bit over $2, maybe like $2.30 something like that. So they were super reasonable because I had actually priced them on Amazon originally just to see. And really this time Walmart beat Amazon because sometimes whenever I compare the two, Amazon wins out a lot of times on some things. So it just kind of depends. So if anybody's wanting to try the hats, you know, you might check out Walmart. Very reasonable. Or just if you have hats of your own and you don't want to go buy any, that would be the way to go. So, but if you don't have any and you want to try them, I would check out Walmart. So, and you know, thrift stores if there's some, because sometimes I think that's where I found actually this camping hat. It still had the tags on it, and I got it at the thrift store. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it at. Still had the tags on it. So, the Yahweh one though, I don't think so. I don't think it still had the tags on it, but I got it thrifting. Pretty sure I did. I think I did. I don't think I ordered it. Or I might have ordered that one. Take it back. I think I did. I think I did order this one. I think I did. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I ordered this one. Just the cross and a crocheted leaf with crocheted olive. Oh. That's an idea, Patty. Thank you for that idea. Because I have an extra leaf, or even have these tiny leaves that I could clip off. Either way, and could do an olive. Yes. And if I was really good at embroidery, I could do like a dove or whatever, but I'm not that good. I'm not that good. So Yes. Okay. Olive and leaf. Putting that down. That is, oh, thank you for that idea. Thank you for that, Patty. Thank you, thank you. What's become of your farmhouse? It's still there. It's still there. So we have just, it's been on the back burner. It has been, as you can tell. So, um, yeah. So I don't know what's going to come of it now. I don't, because there's been so much change and everything, and the people that were having help work on it in the meantime, I think their work schedules have changed too. They kind of did there in the beginning a little bit. One of them, well, we had an injury, a couple injuries. So that's what kind of started some of that. And then we just had other stuff on our part too. So, um, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So, hey, this is Charlotte's hubby Jack. She is crocheting, and I hear you working on hats. Have fun. Yes, I am. I'm working on trucker hats. So, if you're watching, there's the Ladybug. Here's the pink granny square one. And then I have a chicken one. Chicken. And then I just put a cross on this one, and then Patty gave me a awesome idea of a leaf crochet, or like a leaf and an olive. So I think that's what I'm going to put on with that. So it has been fun. So thanks for popping in, Jack. So there's that. And that was a long short answer, kind of, with, and not really an answer though, was it? So it is what it is. So it's not totally off the table of doing something over there, but what it may actually end up being, which will be fine too, is if we just end up tearing it down and doing something different. So, but we'll see, because this is going to take a lot of work, and it's going to have to be some other people helping us and stuff too. So, and right now we don't have that. So, and we have a very limited budget. Very limited budget. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, it absolutely does. And you know what? The thing is, I remember praying over it so much in the beginning because everything was falling into place. And I was like, okay, Lord, if this is really truly meant to be, there won't be any, not to say there won't be hiccups. I know that, nothing's perfect, nothing goes as planned, but, um, there wouldn't be any huge roadblocks. If there was, I said, if it's not meant to be, then have something stop us. If it's not meant to be at the time, if it's not meant to be at all, something like that, to put up something that, because if it was meant to be, then we would just have our regular everyday things and go on. And so that's kind of what happened a little bit. It seemed like everything was going really in favor and going forward though for a while there, and then boom. So, but that doesn't, it could just be that it wasn't meant to be at that moment. So we're just in a standstill right now until we completely decide, and really ultimately it's up to Whitney to decide, honestly, because it is his property. I'm just married to him. type thing. It's, it's passed in from his family. It's his family's ground, his family stuff, So, not that we won't come to an agreement together, but it is ultimately up to him, 100%, what he wants to do. So, and yes, absolutely everything is in God's time. And I totally believe that, Patty. It sounds like it's just up for grabs. I shall set up my frog headquarters. Oh my gosh. Set up your frog headquarters there. Oh, oh goodness. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes whenever you have, what you think is going to be the path that you're going to take and whatever, but I always say I'm open to whatever, because if I misunderstand something or misunderstand um a thought that I've had, possibly thinking that it was the Lord speaking to me or laying something upon my heart or whatever, I'm always open to the fact that there could have been something that I misinterpreted on my end or didn't hear correctly or something, that it was maybe my flesh wanting one thing to happen and he's wanting another. So I always try to be mindful of that, so it's like I can go from option A to Z. I mean, I am not a person that I had to be totally steadfast, but that being said, I'm going to skip over to another subject of the dashing. Now that when that gets all whirly-gigged, that does set me off because it's like this is ridiculous. So we've had some snafus with that a little bit. Nothing that's been so detrimental or whatever, but it's not been that fun here lately. So it's there's some things that are getting kind of annoying with it because they have continually been updating the app and then not letting you know, because a lot of times things with apps will let you know possibly, or like for business type things they'll say such and such will be shut down for a certain amount of time for updates, you know what I'm saying? So well, they'll just be doing these updates and then we all crash in the middle of getting, an offer to dash, or in the middle of the dash, or then you can't get into who it is and what they're ordering or how to get to them. And so then how are you supposed to work? How are you supposed to do that? Then I have to shut my phone off and get completely out of the app, and I've had to uninstall and reinstall, and so that's been kind of irritating. And I know that's just secondary to so many things. It could be a heck of a lot worse, believe me. It could, but it's just aggravating. So I say that that I'm okay with change and that I can morph into whatever that but there's those little things like that sometimes that'll just kind of get you. And believe me, I pray over it every morning before we do it because protection, not giving us anything too janky, all that kind of stuff. So, and the more that I'm learning about them, the more I don't know if I want to be a part of it, too. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, now I really need to decide for sure what I want to do with my 4th of July hat. Because like I said, I have this fabric here. Oh, I'm getting a spam call. No telling who that is. Because like I said, I have this fabric here that I can either cover it or I can make like a little flower out of, whatever. But then, of course, I'm wanting to incorporate crochet, of course, into it. So this one, I may just have to work on off of here. And then that can mess with your money big time because people give you like 5 stars or 4 stars or whatever, and then that can hurt your business in the future when they mess up like that. Yeah, because I got a 4 star, which I don't know what that is, which a 4-star isn't that big of a deal, but still, I had all 5 stars. I had no complaints. Nobody complained about anything. No, I mean, DoorDash didn't say anything about complaining. And then all of a sudden I got a 2-star. And that was a day where the app had jacked up a little bit. But what had happened later in the day was it was somebody that had ordered before, and they are trying to explain where they're at in this apartment complex, but they didn't do a very good job of it. So instead of telling me where they were that time for sure, because the boyfriend had to come out to get the food, decided to come out and get the food, I was in the right place. But the way they explained where their apartment was at didn't make a whole lot of sense. So I was like, okay, that's on me, whatever. I don't think I got anything then. There was nothing, that was against me on that. But the second time I delivered, I knew where they were at, and I knew what parking lot to go into, but again, didn't know where the apartment was because they didn't tell me, and they still had the same directions up. Because I tried to remember where the boyfriend came from, and I thought he came from behind us. Well, he had. So I'm explaining to the lady, to the girl, while she's in her apartment, not coming out to try to help me or tell me what door or anything. I'm trying to explain to her, where I'm at and which side should I go, blah, blah, blah. And so anyway, she finally said, well, I'll come out, but wait a second, I'm doing something. Okay, well, she's waiting, and that's okay, but her food's getting cold, and I can wait. I've already been communicating with her or whatever. And so she came out from like an upstairs, because it was like 2-story. They were like duplexes, but they were 2-story. So she came from the back side. And so then I knew that's where she was at. So I told her, I said, oh gosh, I'm really sorry, I was trying to explain to, find you and whatever. And I said, is this blah, 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 the numbers? And she was like, yeah, but this is the newer building. And the other building that was across the way was the same number. And I think she had put a letter in for her door, whatever, for the certain one. But she didn't say which one, which building. She should have said like the second set of apartments. And I was very nice to her, but I mean, she kind of made a comment about being, not being that patient or whatever. And I'm thinking, but she still, her tone sounded fine, but I just told her, I said, well, I thank you so much for your patience though, honestly. I said, because sometimes with these apartments, they're hard to figure out because they're not labeled. Where we're at, it's crazy. You would understand it if you went with me for a day. It's just crazy. It is like a puzzle. But I think the more and more dashers that I hear from and see, it's like that across the board. So anyway, I'm pretty sure it's her that gave me the 2 stars. So I had her again for a 3rd time just the other day. Well, that day the app really glitched out, and it was during her order, and I had a second order to deliver at the same time at the same apartment place. The one girl explained theirs perfectly, found her, dropped it, done. This girl, it's like, I know where she's at now. But I told Whitney, I was like, well, here's my second 2-star or 1-star because the app had jacked up. I was running like 10 to 15, maybe 10 minutes behind on both of these orders because it had glitched so bad. I even talked to support and I was like, I'm not going to get pegged with this, am I? Because this is on you all, not me. So anyway, I didn't get any strikes or anything like that against me, and nobody gave me an ill nothing because I did tell them what was going on. So I made it out of that okay. But then as soon as that happened, then I had an immediate one. As soon as I got out, I didn't even get out of the second order that I was delivering, this stacked order, and it was dinging on me again to go to a restaurant that was right across the street. Well, then the app had still been jacking up. So I couldn't even get the directions to the house for this next one. So I ended up, we had to just put them in our phone or put them in the phone or whatever to get to the person because I couldn't do anything because it was all glitching. So that type of stuff, yeah, you're right, Charlotte. I mean, all of that, they can do and I can't go and dispute any of that unless it's some kind of a violation. Then if it's a violation that's on you, then you can see what that is, then you can dispute it. But if they don't put anything, like for that 2-star, it was just that she was irritated. It wasn't because I gave poor service or that I gave her the wrong order or that I did anything wrong. She was just irritated. So because the thing is, I have like about 30 of above and beyond people that have gave me above and beyond, and I don't say that to be bragging or anything like that, but if I was that terrible, I wouldn't even have people acknowledging that I did what I was supposed to do, so but then you have to detach yourself from that too, because people are going to be people. There are going to be people that just aren't happy with anything. It doesn't matter. And there is a huge handful of people that are dishonest with this, that they just want to get something for free because DoorDash they don't investigate it, nothing. If they say something's wrong, they'll give it to them for free. So, and then it's on you. Then you get paid for it as a violation or something like that, because I did get notified, but they didn't put anything against me, but it was during that day that everything was jacked up. They put that people had said that I'd given them the wrong order. Well, who was that? Because nobody said anything to me that day. So I thought that was kind of odd. So, because we did have a store that messed up an order and told me, I think, the wrong person or whatever, but I had gotten in contact with support on that. So see, they don't even do follow-up or do anything. And if you're messaging in there, they say that it's nothing that they keep, that it has to be like a phone, I think like a phone call or something like that. So it's jacked up. It's jacked up. Someone delivered my package and put it by a random vending machine across the building, even though I said leave it by my front door. Oh yeah, there'll be people that'll do that. They'll be like, okay, well, I'm in the vicinity. I've seen what people take pictures of and stuff. And I've seen, because there are some groups that I do follow, just to kind of get a feel for what other dashers are going through kind of in my area and stuff a little bit. And even whenever I go to places to dash, there's already been like 5 people at some of these places that have already come and delivered, like either another DoorDasher, or there's been Spark that's already been there, or you have Amazon that's already been there, and they're just piling up at the front door. Well, a lot of those Amazons and things like that, they just put them out in the yard maybe, or at the bottom of the stairs or whatever. They don't even go to put them up on, up by the door, even though they're asking them to put it by the door. And so, and if there's like a chair or a table or anything like that, I always put them on that instead of putting it on the floor, because I'm like, what if they don't get immediately out here and something gets into it or whatever? And to me, that's one reason why they kind of have it out there, where some people, they just drop it and they didn't tell me to do that. Just do what they tell you to do. Well, that to me is just a no-brainer, common courtesy, and being respectful, and just kind of doing something a little bit extra out of kindness, Yeah, we use Instacart a lot for our groceries, and I even use it for like Michael's, Dollar Tree, stuff like that. And we get 95% of the people are great people that come out here. Yeah, I use Instacart a lot up north. I use it for delivery from like Aldi and stuff to deliver to the kids' house because I'm there with the kids, but it used to be by myself. Now Whitney's been going. But even then, we use it because then if the weather's bad, then we don't have to drag them out. And, if Gray's in school and stuff, or, Everly's down for a nap, then one of us might run out or something. But 95% of the time, we use Instacart, as far as like grocery stuff goes, kind of like what you said. I've not ever used it for anything other than Aldi though. Now I have used DoorDash for food, whenever we're up there because it's convenient and yeah, it's expensive sometimes. But with me being a dasher, you do get some incentives every now and then, but they're not that great. I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate, whatever I get. But at the same time, they make it sound so good like, oh, 30% off or oh, 50% off to $7. So if you're thinking, oh, well, if I order, for everybody, then that will be pretty reasonable. No, it's not. You get $7. That's it. So why don't you just say $7 towards blah, blah, instead of putting this 30 or 50%, making it sound like it's so wonderful and then putting a cap on it. That makes no sense to me. Why don't you just put what you're going to give and that be it, and be done with it? Still thankful, but don't gear it like, oh. And yesterday was the first time that I'd had a delivery from Walmart, so that would have been a spark. And yeah, did just fine. But I hear horror stories from the Spark though too, of the Spark people delivering and stuff. I mean, even just on our home, our local, Facebook and stuff, where people are like, "Oh, does anybody have, this and that for order? Because half my order's here and half my order went somewhere else." And then people will say, "Well, I got this, this, and this. It sounds like it could be your order," So, and I know things happen. Yeah, there are some people that come out here that do not follow instructions, and that can be frustrating. But yeah, we use our store loyalty card at Food Land, and we get good deals. Oh, yeah. Yep. I wish that we had like a Kroger or something like that back around here again. We used to have one, and Kroger was the place that you could get some pretty good deals and you could use your little card and stuff. And we just don't have that here anymore. We don't have any stores that do any of that. I mean, you can take a coupon in, but they don't do any of the extra, like back in the day where you could do the double, triple days, which I don't think hardly even any of them do anymore now. But we haven't had any of those type of groceries around here forever. And so I tried to look at stuff because I know like CVS, Walgreens, stuff like that, you can usually get some kind of, perk cards or something like that. But hold on, I'm going to have to go get my charger.
There's just stuff in the back end of that truck.
What stuff?
All your stuff we take to.
Well, there's not that much in there. There's nothing in the very back end. In the back seat, there's stuff, a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, they have keys back there.
Well, the majority of everything's out of there. Right now, I live off Ma and Pa shops for food. Hey, some of those Ma and Pa shops are better sometimes. I'm using my microphone. I said Food Lion and it picked up Food Land. Well, I figured that I thought maybe you meant Food Lion, but I thought, well, there could be a Food Land where you're at. I didn't know. So either way. But yeah, I wish that we even had like a Food Lion or something, but we don't. We don't have anything like that. We have a Walgreens in the town that I'm always in. But the other direction, like to go to the kids and stuff, there's like a CVS and stuff, but that's like 30 minutes away. And we don't hardly ever go that direction unless we're on, like I said, going back and forth to the kids or something. Because otherwise we have just like your Dollar General and in the town closest to us, we have a Dairy Queen and a Casey's and a Dollar General. Casey's and Dollar General are, that's norm for us all the way around here. So everybody has one of those. But the pizza place, and it's just a local, it's not a chain or anything like that, but Mexican restaurant. I can't remember what it's called. Taco Ray's, I think is what it's called. So it is pretty good. Been there a few times. And our pizza place has been sold, I don't know how many times over. Because it's been there ever since I was like out of high school maybe, or in high school. So it's went through 1, 2, 3. It's on the 4th owner now. No, 5th owner, I think. This is Andrews, Payne's, Carl's, Cat. Yeah, it's on the 5th owner now. They just sold it again. Because the girl that had it right before, and she had some family stuff, deaths in the family and things like that. So she decided to go on and sell it, and she'd done really good. I mean, the food and everything was really good. But we have ate there since then a couple of times, and it's been good. They basically kept the same menu, but there's these breadsticks that all of the people that had it before would always do these same breadsticks, and they were like twisties, like twisty breadsticks, and they were so good. And they were, I mean, homemade, handmade by them, everything. Well, they had taken them off the menu. And we're talking very extremely small town here. So that kind of caused an uproar over the breadsticks. So he announced on Facebook here, I don't know, it was probably about a month ago or so. He was like, I hear you. I brought them back. So it was like, well, that was good. Because you would have had an awful lot of upset people if you wouldn't have. So, but I thought that was kind of funny. But but okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here for now. I'm at a stopping point. I'm gonna think up what to do with this, and because I don't know for sure. I'm just gonna think about it, because I have like all these different ideas in my head, but yeah. Oh, anyway. Yeah, because we've been on here just a little over 2 hours. So, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and go for now. Plan on Tuesday evening. It'll probably be around 7 on Tuesday. So, well, it might be actually 6 because I'll have to get to bed. I'll have to be in bed by 8. So, let's plan on 6 o'clock Central Time on Tuesday that I plan on being back. And we'll go from there. So we're getting closer and closer. So, yes, we will see everyone into next week. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. I love every single one of you dearly. And I appreciate your time that you spend with me. So I will talk to you all again soon. Bye.